What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, what's up? My name is Courtney Capano. I'm so excited to have you here for this video. And if you are new, you don't know that I am currently pregnant with twins. 29 weeks pregnant today, actually, which is so exciting. And if you've seen other videos of mine, it is just like such a blessing every week that every day that these babies are growing inside of us. It's been a crazy it's a blessing every day that they are growing inside of me. Not you.
Here we go.
But anyways, I have been wanting to film this video because this is our first time going through pregnancy. This journey has been so new to us and definitely new for you because you're a first-time dad. I thought it would be fun to get Jonathan's thoughts and feelings and opinions on how this pregnancy has been. And I told him he has to be real and honest because hopefully it's helpful to hear a partner perspective on supporting someone through pregnancy, what it's actually like the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that. So I did post a question on my Instagram story, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, you definitely should. And I asked you to submit questions for Jonathan. It was really cool to see a lot of questions come through. I think that one, I'm selfishly really interested in hearing about your thoughts on some of this stuff, and two, hopefully it'll be helpful for you whether you are currently going through pregnancy, hopefully it's relatable, or if you are planning to be pregnant in the future and you can kind of sit down with your partner and give them some advice based on this video, like whatever it is, or hopefully it's just entertaining to watch because Jonathan's about to get real right now on this experience, and it has not all been rainbows and butterflies, so. Jonathan does not know any of these questions. I did not give him even a glimpse into what the questions came in as. So these are all organic, off-the-cuff responses.
Come up with like a softball. Let's I
did start with one that I thought was really sweet. One question that came in is, are you excited to be a girl dad?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we covered that in like a couple videos. It's just different for me. You know, I grew up with all boys.
Yep.
And it's something totally different. I don't know, it's an exciting new chapter for us.
Whole new world for you.
Yeah, but you go through a point where it's like, okay, you know you're having girls, so you know what that sets their life up for, and you know the struggles that they'll face and things like that. You just know that if you raise them right, then they'll be okay. Yeah,
you're gonna raise them to be who they're supposed to be, good people, and the world will be good to them.
Yeah. We
keep telling each other that as we get so anxious about raising girls. They're gonna tell us who they are and we're gonna just roll with it.
We'll see. Take it under advisement.
Next question, and I will note that a lot of people asked questions that were similar themes, so I kind of bucketed them together to not be duplicative, to not be duplicative with my questions.
Duplicative.
How?
Just type in duplicative, and it'll give you the Google voice.
Duplicative.
No, I can tell you both of us are closer than that. Anyway.
What activities make you feel close to the babies during pregnancy?
Well, that's a good question. When you can start feeling them move, that's a really cool moment. And then when they get to about week 17, they can start reacting to sound, and then they can start hearing sound, and then the sound obviously gets better.
And they totally know your voice.
Yeah.
They react when you're talking to them, or even when your voice is just around, they'll start kicking.
I guess I do this without really noticing, but I kind of feel like I always put my hands on the same spot when I first start talking to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helps or anything, but it's just kind of what I've done.
That's your pattern.
I think they know my voice and my hands and things like that, because they don't do the same things when other people touch your belly. They might like me, I don't know. Yeah. They've presented personality traits, so it's kind of funny to roll them into our everyday life and be like, oh, this is what, I won't say baby A is doing this, or I could see baby B doing this.
Yeah, they have personalities.
You just kind of work their names, starting to,
connect with
picture them being here.
Yeah, and I haven't said that on my YouTube channel at all yet, but that we do have their names.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, but we're not sharing them until they're here. What is something you have been curious about in pregnancy but you haven't wanted to ask?
I think so. I've been lucky enough to be able to go to all of Courtney's appointments. So it's not really like I'm behind on what you're getting for medical attention or doctor's questions. So I've been with you for all that. There was one day in the car where both of us had a very serious conversation, and a conversation that we just agreed to not talk about again. The what if things go wrong. And like, you don't feel comfortable asking that question to your partner, but you have to.
It's like, if things go wrong, and especially with the twin pregnancy, you have a lot of risks that you don't have with a single baby. Like, if one baby is not healthy, like having to make difficult choices and things like that. And I think you've done such a good job at like teetering off my emotions, talking about only what I'm comfortable with, which I think is a really good piece of advice for partners. As much as you're going through it and these are your children, like respecting my boundaries.
Yeah, it's your body.
So yeah, that got a little bit deep, which I think is so important, because if you're out there and you have experienced a high-risk pregnancy, or just pregnancy in general, where there are always risks, and you are nervous to like ask your partner about possible outcomes, or like, how would you feel if this happened, like I would encourage you to have those conversations and not bottle anything up, and do it like on a timeline that works for your partner to support them. But I guess, like, to answer it more lightly, like, was there any other questions that you've like wanted to ask me?
I'm trying to think of like dorky questions. I think I teased you early on, like about your like center of gravity changing and things like that. And because you are like a naturally clumsy person, have you noticed an increase in your clumsiness? You are good at asking questions too, because there are those little things that come up, right? Like, oh, like I am definitely more clumsy, I am more forgetful. Like, you're good at asking me or like making little funny jokes about it in moments where I'm not actually like suffering from these little symptoms. So piece of advice, that if you're wondering about your partner being off balance, don't bring it up when she just like fell over trying to tie her shoes. When she is grumpy or in pain, how do you handle it? And they wrote in parentheses, asking for husband. You just have to understand that what they're going through is something that you never will. You just deal with it. You know that their body's going through it. You know that it's temporary too. Yeah. Like the mood swings, the hormones, the grumpiness, like you're so good at just like giving me the space I need. And 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times, you apologize after. As much as we are going through it and we have every right to be hormonal and be crabby, I think just having that constant acknowledgement and appreciation for your partner for being able to support you and like not hold grudges against you, like I think that's important too. And for you, asking for your husband, just like as much as you're going through a lot, still appreciate what they're doing for you too, because like Jonathan always says, he would go through this if he could. So not that I think he could handle it, but what has been our biggest disagreement during pregnancy? I think it's before we found out we were having twins. And I just, my family's background is very hospital driven, and when we were exploring, you know, different options of delivery and things like that, which, you know, I really wasn't equipped with the right information. But I was so, no, we're gonna deliver at a hospital. That's like what everybody does. But I mean, if you have a pregnancy that allows you to, you know, seek alternative ways of delivering, then, you know, you got to do your homework and find out if that's the right choice for you. I think that was a big disagreement for us. That like I wanted to explore more like natural birthing options and having a midwife and a doula. And with twins, it's not an option. We are very medical focused now. It's crazy how your world gets rocked. But I guess it just feels so long ago. I don't even remember us disagreeing about that. You were fine with us doing it. You just wanted to really understand, what does this look like? If something goes wrong, how are we supported? And then I'm thinking during the pregnancy, what have we like disagreed on? I can't get behind pickles for breakfast. So like food choices at certain times of the day, like well, no, I'm a pancakes for dinner guy. You're so full of it, because you would still make me all these things. I would, but I just wouldn't agree with your choices. Yeah, I don't know. We honestly, this season of our life has been so challenging from like external factors with all the things we've had to face with a high-risk pregnancy, that there's been no room for our own personal disagreements. Not to say that if you do fight during your pregnancy that there's anything wrong with that. I really think it's because we've just had so much, it's been so stressful. I think the best way to put it is that a lot of the options we would have had have been taken away from us. Like, we're very much, this is what you're doing, this is how it's gonna go, it's gonna happen on this date. It like, down to like the details, it's We're being told what to do.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of room for, you know, opinions out of it.
I will say actually that with a twin pregnancy, you are at a higher risk for gestational diabetes, and I think that really scared Jonathan.
Yeah.
So he denied me a few McDonald's McFlurries a few times, and that was a big disagreement.
Who passed their glucose test?
I know. The doctor was like, your glucose numbers were so good. I was like, well, my husband denies me McFlurries. She was like, good.
Ice cream hurts your stomach so much pre-pregnancy.
Whatever.
So
I'm getting ice cream this weekend. What are your honest thoughts on sex during pregnancy?
Connecting with your partner is really important throughout the pregnancy because they're going through a lot of thoughts and feelings about themselves and their body. Pregnancy is a short time in your life, and it's an incredible time, but you want to like keep the connection with your partner, and it's important. It's what got you there in the first place.
Just to stay on this topic, I had another question come through that said, did trying to conceive take away the fun of sex or intercourse?
No, it's just there's certain stress around it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the act of it, I guess it's the results. Like, did it work this time? So I would say no, it's more like you stress about the results.
Yeah. And I think we did, and I've talked about one other video I think before, like, I think we hit a point where we were, stressing so much about the results, and then when it didn't work the first time, like, we definitely, I mean, when you first start trying, I would say most people know the time that they are expecting, and they want to have sex as much times in that window as possible, and the reality is you're not going to be in the mood every single day for like a stretch of time. Like, that's just, you know, so you do have to kind of like find ways to make it fun while you know you're working for a result. So try to not focus on that. I think that's how we got pregnant, because we didn't stress so much the second time. But yeah, I would agree.
Great.
Okay, so taking a brief pause after those juicy questions to just tell you that I love your sweatshirt so much. You guys love the color. We love a quarter zip. I just think this color looks so good on you, like a dusty mauve situation. Do you like my sweater?
I do.
So I talked about the brand Los Angeles Apparel in a previous video, and if you had ever heard of the brand American Apparel before, these items may look similar to you because the owner of American Apparel, I think, kind of closed down shop there and started Los Angeles Apparel. Their company is incredible, super sustainable, eco-friendly, all the things that we value in this house. Their items are just minimal, basic, high quality items. Like this sweatshirt right here, the quality is so good on that, and you've washed it. So it's still
around the house. I wore it to Easter.
Versatile. And this sweater is just like ribbed, cropped. I can't wait for post-pregnancy to wear it with jeans. Like, they just have staples like this. I pulled out some other things really quick. A ton of different crop tops that are stretchy, ribbed material. This jumpsuit that I can't wait. I just pictured this for postpartum. I know it looks really little, but I actually tried it on with the bump and it does still work.
Nice.
It's a little tight, but just cute, basic staples. I know I keep saying that, but basics in your closet are so important, and you want them to be high quality, and I think this brand does a good job at producing that. I got a sweatshirt in the same material. It's like conscious comfort material as Jonathan's, but it's like a full zip sweater, like cropped sweatshirt hoodie situation, and I love it in the sage green color. So I'm going to link their website down below. Definitely check them out. I think it's a brand that you'll absolutely find something to add to your wardrobe. They have something for everyone, I would say, because they're so minimal, and prices are solid too. So check them out down below. How did you handle morning sickness? What have you done to help?
I wouldn't say you had like morning sickness. You were like constant discomfort and nausea
in the first trimester.
Never really like vomiting or anything like that. Cooking with ginger really helped. Everybody eats differently, but during pregnancy, they're really hungry.
I just got a big cake.
But you learn what foods make them feel better, what foods, you know, don't really work. You know, leads me right back to this ice cream conversation we've been having. Ice cream does not work for her. Things like ginger, like cooking with ginger, really does work for her. Fruit and things. So you just learn what you can prepare. There's easy things that you can learn to prepare, or easy things to learn to go out and get that are gonna make you feel better.
And
like
you're
coconut
always
water for some reason is a go-to. It makes sense because of the hydration, but you know, if you're out, stopping and getting that so she doesn't run out of coconut water, or she doesn't run out of Gatorade.
You always fill my water constantly. Like, I think staying hydrated prevents a lot of sickness. I mean, it has for me, not for everybody, but you make sure my water bottle is always filled. And that's such a small thing, but such a good piece of advice.
You really want to do it before they have to ask, because once they're nauseous, they're nauseous. To Courtney's point, making sure she's drinking water before she gets nauseous, or you know, trying to stay ahead of and that's just a tip for everything. Just stay ahead of it, and if you can do that, then you know, you don't have to find yourself in those situations.
How many more babies do you want, if any?
3 was always really our number.
Has it gone up?
No, it's really stayed. Like I'm really saying, having twins, you know, having 2 at the same time hasn't really changed, you know, that for me.
Do you picture yourself as a dad of 3? Because I think before we had twins, we had said 2 to 3.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I picture us at 3. Like when I picture our family feeling complete, it feels like 3, but who knows? We might have these 2 girls. We say it all the time. And we might be so fulfilled with them. My personal thing, I know it's not my video, is just I never pictured myself being pregnant just once. And as much as it's been so challenging, like I've loved being pregnant. So the thought of not being pregnant again is like not an option in my brain. Unless delivery is really brutal, then I'm like, I'm good.
That's the thing you talked about too. Like you want to experience, if you be able to experience it naturally. So
yeah, like a vaginal delivery is kind of off the table for us. I'd love to experience that, but I just let the universe decide. But yeah, I would say 3.
Maybe we'll just go back for more twins.
It's very likely that will happen again. So 4 might be on the table, but my husband suffers from anxiety. How do you help each other stay grounded?
I think it'd really help him to make as many appointments as possible.
Like attend as many?
Attending as many appointments as possible, so he's getting the information directly from the doctor. And that's not to say that anyone is incapable of translating the message, but you know, it's good to hear it yourself so you can talk about it with your partner and process it, and then that way you're getting the full picture. I think that's really helped me because I'm anxious about every step of their life.
I was gonna say, I feel like you have been anxious.
Yeah, it's not something that's ever gonna go away. I think you can talk to anybody's parents and they're still anxious about their kids. So I think that's normal.
I think it's a sign that you're already a good parent. Reading, I mean, you've done so many podcasts. Yeah,
getting ahead of a lot. So you're not hearing these words for the first time. You know, it's the simplest Amazon baby book for dads you can find. Once you've been able to do your own reading and you're not hearing these words or ideas for the first time, and you're talking to the doctor because you're at the appointments, the rest of it is just communicating with your partner. It's never gonna go away, so it's, you know. Accept
that the anxiety is there to stay and learn to live with it.
It means you care.
In a healthy space.
It means you care.
Totally. I think we've touched on this. Someone wrote the best way you support Courtney.
She's doing something that I cannot do as part of this pregnancy, and I know a lot of, you know, guys just talking to people that have recently become fathers and things like that. You know, you kind of do feel sidelined, but you just gotta find your role. So, you know, pick up the slack around the house. You know, if you feel like you're putting her in the best position to do everything that they have to do, then you'll feel better about supporting them because it's, you know, you've taken away the household chores, you've taken away cooking, you're picking up the slack there so they don't have to, so they can just rest or they can, you know, concentrate or feel better on, you know, what they're handling. So I think just being proactive about making it as easy on them as possible when it comes to external factors. They can get so consumed with being pregnant. You have to remind them that there's a world out there. So, you know, as much as they want to stay in bed, sitting on the back deck or going for a walk, you know, there's a world out there and it's gonna get better. Reminding them that, you know, there's things in this world that make you happy, and this does make you happy, but on those hard days you gotta like find a way to like get their heads outside of just being pregnant, because it's so easy, and I do it too, like it's so easy to be consumed in all of the thoughts that are associated with being pregnant. But you got to remind yourself of who you were before, who you're going to be after.
I think that's such a good piece of advice.
Sweet.
Have you prepared for birth together, and are you nervous for labor and delivery? And what are you doing internally or personally to prepare for labor and delivery? So it's kind of a lot. I bunched a few questions together that people ask.
Yeah, Courtney and I are 2 totally different schools of thought here. I'm someone who can't watch movies that have blood, and I can't be around blood, and I don't know, it's just something that, you know, when it comes down to things like that, I'm a little squeamish.
A paper cut. I think you're
passed out when Courtney got her belly button pierced. Like, it's needles and things like that don't really, they don't do it for me.
And I'm getting a C-section.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I know I would do anything for Courtney, so I know that I'm gonna be fine when I get there. However, Courtney has taken a totally different approach to things, where she actively watches videos to try to kind of desensitize herself from the whole experience. So if that works for you, great. Like, that's something that you can do.
It's not your...
I know in my heart of hearts that, you know, when it comes down to it, I'm going to be there and I'm going to be fine.
Just so interesting, because I know when you ask this question, it's like you think of preparing for labor and delivery, like Lamaze classes and going through labor, and I always envision that for us, but so we won't really experience that. So we haven't really prepped for like support through labor. I think there's been a few times where I've had really bad pains and back pains, and they're not contractions, but I've been like keeled over, and you've just known what to do, how to touch me. Like, you're very good at like me telling you do this and you do it. So I think throughout your pregnancy, you're gonna know what to do to your partner's body, like physically, to prepare for when they're in pain. So continue doing that. Yeah. You know, but yeah, yes, we have talked about labor and delivery, but again, like you said, it's, our path is paved for us. We're just strolling down it.
Working on my umbilical cord cut.
They're gonna say, all right, baby A is about to come out. Dad, do you want to watch her be born? I feel like you're gonna say yeah, and then you're gonna pass out.
Who knows? Honestly, that's like, it's just not funny, but like, I don't want to play hero ball and think I can do it and then fall over. Like, you gotta know your limits.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do if you pass out in the room?
Oh my goodness. So I can't play hero ball. I can't think I got it and then not have it.
Oh my god, because we just found out last week actually that you can't. We have a doula, and I thought she was going to be able to be in the room with us, but with the C-section right now, you can only have one partner. So my one partner might not make it through the... I'll be fine. I'll be like, give me my babies. He'll be up in a little bit. 3 more questions. What has surprised you most during this pregnancy? Is it what you expected? Any misconceptions you had about being a partner in pregnancy?
The way your body and the way your mind just kind of naturally knows what to do is it's so fascinating.
Me? Like my body?
Like your natural protective instincts, it just shoot up. So I think all of that is really cool. I'm kind of surprised with how much you've liked being pregnant. I don't know if that's for everybody, but you've borderline enjoyed it.
Oh, I've loved it.
Yeah, baby showers are surprising. It's
that was your first one.
Yeah, people are very generous, and there's the opening the gifts in front of people. Diapers are surprising. Guess how many diapers you need in the house every day, every week, every month.
Yeah, I'll give you all a second to guess.
That's a big number.
Everybody think of a number in your head, guess.
Am I giving the month number?
Yeah, in 1 month. Go ahead and tell them how many diapers we need for twins.
500. 500.
We are going to attempt.
There's degrees of diapers. It's not a one-size-fit-all, which I feel like someone could get ahead of that and figure out like a one-size-fit-all situation.
That's called like cloth diapers, but because they're adjustable. But that's for later on, not when they're newborns. You can't even use cloth.
Someone out there is going to make a lot of money on the one side. I mean, we have one-size-fit-all hats.
What has been the biggest challenge for you?
Your life has changed forever, and your day-to-day has changed forever. So it's a shock to your system at first to change your, what you've been doing for X amount of years and things like that, and adjusting to what needs to be done now, and when the girls get here, what will need to be done, from that day forward. So I think there are days where you think, okay, this is the most forever thing that you can ever get yourself into, and getting comfortable with that feeling is something that I don't know if you ever do get comfortable with that feeling. It's just, you process it, you make your daily changes, and then you just keep going a day at a time.
There's no turning back.
No.
You're in it.
You're in it.
And there is, an air of permanency to that. There's almost like a weight that's added to like every decision that you're making, because there's these humans or human that is now relying on you. And even when they're not here, you like still feel their presence so much. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
99% of things in life you can get out of. Being a parent, you cannot.
Yeah.
Like, you're someone's, like,
whole world.
Yeah, you're someone's father, you're someone's mother. Like, the negative people will say your life is over. You're not. Your life isn't over. Your life is just forever changed.
Yeah.
It's just your life is now very, very different. Yeah. On a more physical note, and in terms of pregnancy, you do feel a little bit out of the process as the partner, because you're not, she's feeling them every day. It's constant for her, where, there are little milestones that for me were huge. Hitting little checkpoints throughout, you'll really start to feel the connection. You'll never feel as connected to them as the person carrying them, and that's okay. You got their whole life to feel that. But it does kind of mess with you to say, I want to be doing more, or I want to feel more connected to them. And, you will. It's just you physically can't right now. So the very last question is advice for other men who are going to be going through the pregnancy journey with their partners soon. I think the number one piece of advice, and I've hit it 100 times probably in this video, the most important thing you can do is being proactive. Doing everything you can so they can really concentrate on what they need to do throughout this pregnancy. And I think that will really help you feel like you're a part of this team. You're going through pregnancy too, and it's not easy, and like we have fought, and there's been good days and bad days, and you just stay in it. Eventually they'll be here. Eventually they'll be here. That's exactly. Eventually they'll be here, and your whole life will be upside down, and in the best way possible, right? And everybody leads when they find out you're pregnant, and for us, when they find out they're having twins, they lead with all this. They lead with their horror stories and, kiss sleep goodbye, you're never gonna go out again. People have a bad opinion about everything. Just stay excited. Yeah, don't let anyone take that from you. You're doing this for a reason, and everybody else in the world has done this for a reason. Yeah. People love to give you the bad before the good. Obviously, there's difficulties that come with anything, but, it's obviously worth it. And you get a ton of advice from people. Unwarranted advice, unsolicited advice, advice that you've read and you're like, I'm definitely not going to do that, but you just kind of have to politely smile and say, oh, thank you. Respect their opinions. That's the best thing you can do too, that we've learned. Like, when they're giving you the advice, it's not even worth arguing with them about why you're not going to take that advice. Just like thank them and move on. Because 9 out of 10 times, it's coming from a good place, and it may have worked for them, it may not work for you, and if you know that it's not going to work for you, just smile and move on. Oh, that was so good. Did you have fun? I had fun. Me too. I like dad talk. You like dad talk? Yep. You're good at it. And it's been a while since we've sat down and done a video like this. I know I've been giving a lot of the updates, but because it's been me going through it, but I'm so happy that we have this now. And so thank you so much to all of you that submit questions. I hope that you found this helpful for you, whatever season of life you are in currently. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please hit the like button and subscribe. I've met so many new people on here ever since I started sharing my pregnancy journey, so that's been so wonderful. I post videos once a week at least, lifestyle, vlogs, health, and a lot of pregnancy content right now. And soon it'll be sharing, the journey of bringing life into the world and what that's going to look like. So what that entails. Yeah, I'm excited that I'm just able to capture all of these sweet moments. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Are you ready, girls? The world is so excited to meet you, but not yet. No, we can't wait, but don't come out yet. Yeah, don't come out yet. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws.